welcome back to the bench. And it's been a while. And the reason it's been a while is that, as you know, this site is called RVing and RCing. Well, we've been RVing a lot. And you can tell from the videos that we've been putting up, we've been to Alaska, Yellowstone, Big Bend, national parks. And that has taken up quite a bit of time in the last year. So now that we're not traveling so much, we're going to get back to the RCing part of the channel. And today I'm going to start making a moon buggy. And I'm going to be using Injora's 1/10 rock buggy body. And you can see it's laid out here. There's not a lot to it, but seems to have some pretty beefy chassis with some panels, skid plates, light bar, a SCX-10 type bottom plate to hook your stuff to, some hardware. So it's not difficult to put together, but this is going to be the next project. We just finished Orange Crush. I put up a video on the finished product. And I started out thinking about using this body for the moon buggy. This chassis, it's an Injora chassis on an SCX-10 plate, but I don't know. I'm going to put this other one together and see if I might want to use it instead. So this doesn't look like it's too difficult to put together. Injora's instructions is a little bit to be left to your imagination, and it's like if you can't read, it's probably a simple thing, but let's just see if we can get it put together. And it says to start here with, it's like the battery tray. It doesn't tell you what it is, it just looks like it might be, yeah, that's a battery tray. So, let's take a look at this chassis. I got a lot of projects I got to finish. A lot of them started, and haven't finished yet. So it comes with a hardware battery strap. This is a metal battery holder. Nice. Okay, so if you look at this up here, and 4 screws, and the screws are separated for this part, which is nice. Don't have to dig for them, and it's a pretty simple looking project, but it's one that's got to be done if I want to start this moon buggy. I have the axles for it. I'll show you those in a minute. I'm going to make it a 4-wheel steer, which I've never done before. So that ought to be interesting. You would think with all the vehicles I've built, I would have made a 4-wheel steer vehicle. But I haven't. So, what the heck, you don't try, you don't learn. So, we will definitely try. Kind of staying with the theme from the Orange Crush with the orange panels. Kind of like that color, orange and black. It's kind of been a theme for me for a long time in my life. But I don't, not a lot of places where you can use orange and black. But that's where it stands. All right, step 1, finished. Step 2, some kind of cross member with some little pieces on it. So, I'm assuming it's in this bag. And the hardware, again, is in each bag, which is really nice. You can thank Injora for that, I can. Alright, so we're looking for this piece and these little mounts, it looks like. And they go on here. And no screws yet. Just put those little pieces on. That's step 2. There's only 8 steps, and the first 2 steps are like, then it goes into some crazy stuff. Alright, so that's step 2. Step 3. And we take the right hand side of the buggy frame. This is pretty sturdy with a little bit of flex, which means that it won't snap real easy. So they put some of the screws in here. I do believe these are 12s. Looks like we only got really 2 sets of screws. 12s and 22s for the frame. So we need it's like the battery tray goes in the front. That's good. Weight forward. And it goes, yeah, this is where Injora gets crazy. It's like, okay, so you have all these cross members, and it looks like they're all tied together, along with this piece. So it looks to me like you have to put all these together first before you start bolting to the frame or the chassis or the side, whatever. Alright, that's, oh my goodness. Yeah, this goes here. And then the battery tray goes, looks like it goes here and here and here. All right, so let's bolt those in. And they all use 12s. I suggest if you're going to use one of these, get one that's got a torque adjustment on it. That way you don't over torque the screws. Okay, it's very easy to do, especially in plastic pieces. Okay, so like I said, don't over torque them. And I'll have you know that these Injora wrenches have a very tight fit. That is for sure. Alright, now, I had this figured out a minute ago. It looks to me like the shock tower is one of the places you connect the battery tray to. And we will see if that is not have a screw right away, or my goodness. Old man fingers. I don't know what's going on with my camera, but it keeps quitting. So hopefully I will start to look up a little more often. It was in demo mode that time. I don't know what the hell's going on. You know, I've built a lot of Injora stuff, and normally they give you more hardware than you need. But in this case, they actually shorted me one. I mean, there's another bag of hardware here, so maybe they didn't. I don't know why they... I don't know what this metal piece is. I'm sure we'll figure it out. Probably something we should have put on 3 minutes ago. It's magnetic, whatever it is. I think this is the extra hardware. in case you're missing something. As I said, Injora always seems to give you extra hardware. This is always nice. Build up your hardware stash. Alright, so this basically is pretty straightforward. And it's not a bad looking frame, in my honest opinion. And like I said, it's not heavy. And it's a little flexible. And pretty solid. Looks pretty good for a cage. Alright, next is the... pretty crazy. They don't show you putting the plate on the bottom. And I guess that's because when you get to that part, it's movable. And it's going to be dependent on where you want to put it, I think. With your... Alright, we got a front piece. Alrighty then, I like this. It's very cool. Now, what do you think the magnetic piece is for? Panels, light bar. Alright, so it has a light bar. Came with a light bar. That's pretty cool. Metal. Give you all the hardware you need. Okay, panels. I guess we'll put the panels on. See what it looks like all decked up. Hardware. Still don't know what this magnetic thing is. Oh, I bet it's for the hood. Maybe. Or probably where you put the battery. The battery tray is here. So you gotta take the hood off. This is yeah, it's hinged. That's what this is. Okay. So these are the hinges here. The very first thing we put on, and this is in here in between these hinges, and the magnet goes in this, what I call the license plate holder. That's where the magnet goes to hold the hood down so you can lift it up to put your battery in. All right, that's pretty cool. So this will be in here. That's pretty cool. I like it. Because it's the only thing you're going to have to open the whole time. Just to get to the battery. That magnet is kind of strong. Holy moly. Chicken cannoli. I have to say that sometimes my 70-year-old hands don't work very well. All right. And then this is a peel and stick piece of metal. So we put it on here. You peel that back off, and then when you close the hood down on there, it should stick to the hood. And we'll see. And now, which screws do we use to hold the hood on? They are not telling you, but I'm assuming. You know what assume does? So they give you all these little screws to put these on, and two of them are larger than the rest. So I'm pretty sure that they go, yeah. So the hinges are slotted. Okay. Now, if it was me, I would kind of wish these were metal. But I guess can't be choosy. I'm sure you could send these to, or look online. Sun Cut Sun, if you haven't heard of it, is a place where you can have metal parts made. You just send them what you want, either through drawings or probably just send them these. They can cut them, scan them and cut them, and we'll see how well this works. Don't want to stick it all. Okay, so the magnet's not going to stick very well. I got double-sided tape, super strength holding. That is probably going to have to go on here. This 3M super strength molding tape that they use on cars to hold molding is good stuff. So we will replace the the sticky stuff on top with a piece of this molding tape. Alright, I think I just got my fingers all over it, greasy fingers all over it. And it's not the prettiest fit, but like I said, I think these should have been made out of metal. I know I'm out of the picture. Alrighty then. There she be. That's going to be my moon buggy chassis. I really like it, except for this hood thing. It's not going to take any bouncing. So we're going to have to come up with a latch here to hold this down. Otherwise it's just going to, well, maybe not. Maybe it'll be alright. Stronger magnet would do it. That's for sure. Alright. So, this is the start of Moon Buggy. I don't know what I'm going to call it yet. I always give my vehicles a name. And I called my Jeep Trail Buggy a Orange Crush. I don't think that'll fit for this one. This is going to be orange, but okay, like I said, Injora always gives you extra parts. Thank you, Injora. Alright guys, that'll be it for today. I appreciate you watching. Seem to like these things. I will continue to do them. I enjoy building more than I do driving. So, if you do like these videos, please subscribe. Hit that button that notifies you. And that little bell. And we'll see you next time. Have a good day.